Today we are headed up to Yosemite, and we're going to go to the Yosemite Valley, and we're going to tube down the Merced River. And I'm taking my sister Ashley and my daughter Brooke and my other daughter Paige and Chelsea, who's out visiting from Ohio. Welcome to Yosemite National Park. We finally made it to the back of the line. Don't forget, you need to make reservations ahead to get into the park, and it still took at least an hour in line on a Tuesday morning to get in through the gates.
Oh, yes, please.
So, just like the person in front of you, you paid your $35 online, but you had a pass. You didn't need to pay the $35 online. So I'm going to give you this piece of paper on how to get a refund, and I would encourage you to get your $35 back, because that feeds the information that reservation system is difficult.
Right, okay, got it.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So that's why, and
Needs improving.
it's sticking out,
Got it. In the window?
sticks to the windshield, lower left. So $35 back. You're in Yosemite. Woo!
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thanks again for your patience.
Have a wonderful day. Bathroom number 1 is closed due to construction. Let's try the next one, maybe. Here is bathroom number 2 that we decided to pass on, which we should have definitely stopped at. Yosemite National Park is in the Sierra Nevada mountain range that runs north and south through California. There are many ways to get there. If you leave from Reno, Nevada, you'll be in Yosemite in about 5 hours. People who drive from Los Angeles need about 7 hours for the trip. The park is so big that it's hard to decide where to go first. The main part is in Yosemite Valley, where most people go to camp or stay in tent cabins and lodges. If you're unable to get a reservation, you can always pay to ride the Yarts, which is a bus that also includes your entrance into the park. Another part of the park is the wildland or wilderness. With 750 miles of trails, hikers and horse riders can go almost everywhere and see glaciers, lakes, rivers, and streams. In today's video, we are lucky enough to be floating down one of those streams called the Merced River. But first, we are heading through the iconic tunnel view. If you like big trees, you can go to the Mariposa Grove. Giant trees have been growing there for over 2,500 years. Words and pictures and video can only begin to show the amazing size of Yosemite Valley. Everywhere you can look up and see the huge granite cliffs that make its walls. These granite cliffs tell a story in stone. About 10 million years ago, this was just a wide valley with a river running through it. When an earthquake tilted the land, the river flowed faster. The rushing water cut a V-shaped canyon. 3 million years ago, the Ice Age began. Layers of packed snow froze into hunks of ice thousands of feet thick. These ice glaciers moved down and scraped against the canyon walls and floor. Now, it was a U-shaped canyon with very steep cliffs on each side. When the Ice Age ended, a glacier melted and formed a lake where the valley is now. In a few thousand years, the lake bottom filled with sand that came down with the river. Then much of the lake drained and left a flat valley where you can walk through meadows and watch for deer and bears. Over 100 lakes dot the map of Yosemite. There are probably hundreds more that come and go in the high country. Some are only ponds. Lakes are formed in different ways. Some are scooped out by glaciers. Sometimes a glacier pushes earth and rocks into a pile that makes a dam. Then the glacier melts and forms a lake. Often landslides make lakes when they dam streams or rivers. Here we go, looking for the restroom. Will bathroom number 3 work? Oh, nope, denied. Here we go at bathroom number 4. Finally, we get in. We made it to the park. About to go do some floating. We always love to walk around Curry Village and go into the store and get our supplies and snacks and extra drinks for the day. Plus, I love to shop, and who doesn't want to get a cute souvenir from Yosemite? The Tuolumne and the Merced. The Tuolumne River races through a canyon in the high country. You find water wheel falls and cascades in this river. It ends in the Hetch Hetchy Reservoir behind a dam. The O'Shaughnessy Dam was built in 1914 to store water for the city of San Francisco in the Hetch Hetchy Reservoir. The Merced River flows through Yosemite Valley with a great rush. There are many parts where you can swim and wade. Yosemite National Park has 490 miles of streams. That's home for a lot of fish. Both rivers and streams come from rain and melting snow. Once in a while, a bit of the snow doesn't melt at all and becomes part of the mountainside glacier. What makes a lake disappear? The stream that feeds it may go dry. More often, the lake fills with sand and silt carried by the stream. Grass begins to grow on the sand. When the stream brings more soil down from the hills, the grass traps smaller bits of soil. The land builds up until a muddy marsh forms. Finally, a meadow stands where the lake used to be. People of the National Park Service used to try to keep the lakes by scooping out the sand and silt. Now they believe it is better to let nature take its course.
Due to the water level being low, we did have to get up and help ourselves along a couple times, but right here I'm having myself a ball, floating pretty fast. My recommendation is to go in springtime and early summer because it got very low. On the back shoulder of Half Dome, there are cables that help you reach the top. All you do is take a deep breath, hold the cables, and start climbing 1 foot after the other. It's not too hard if you take your time and a lot of deep breaths. When you see the view from up there, almost 5,000 feet above the valley floor, you'll know why people climb mountains. There are lots of beautiful animals in Yosemite to see, but make sure you do not feed them. Did you know that when you feed a squirrel peanuts and bread, he gets fat? He needs fat to keep warm in the winter, but the fat his body makes from peanuts and bread will not keep him warm. He should eat the seeds of grasses and herbs, and sometimes bulbs and acorns. The deer in Yosemite eat grass and other plants, all called browse. If you feed a deer bread, you may make it sick. People food makes a deer's stomach and insides unable to digest the browse it is meant to eat. The black bears in the park can be dangerous, but people may be dangerous to bears. If people feed them, the bears can forget how to feed themselves. Bears hunt for food all summer and sleep most of the winter in hollow trees and caves. Yosemite, one of our country's beloved national parks, belongs to you, but it also belongs to your neighbor and friends all around the world, so make sure you leave it better than the way you found it. The National Park Service tries to keep the park as natural as possible. Hikers are asked not to build new fire rings and not to make new trails across meadows. Backpackers must carry their own trash out of the backcountry.